The narcissist's red flags were always there from the beginning. The universe was warning you the entire time. Videos were popping up on your feed. Articles on YouTube were just showing up. Billboards across the highway when you were driving by maybe were giving you little hints. The universe was sending you signs. And the red flags, although very disguised and camouflaged due to the narcissist's ability to brainwash you, to cast that spell, that brain fog, but regardless, they were always there. And you saw them, and you knew something was uncanny about it. But he chose to double down and give them the benefit of the doubt. How did that work out for you? Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kita. Thank you for tuning in today. I wanted to make this video because of a comment that just came in this morning, and it stood out because it's something that happens to all of us at some point, and we feel regretful. Sometimes it's hard to put that down. Let me just go ahead and read it. It's from Cindy, and it goes, I went through this for 29 years. I saw this video 3 years ago. That's in reference to a video that I have on when the narcissist starts to withhold sex and intimacy from you. So I saw this video 3 years ago because this is when he denied me sex. Ended up in rehabilitation center for 21 days. Still did not bother him. Continued doing the same thing. Found out about his affair. Next best thing, discard me. I am shattered. So there's a little language barrier there, but I can pretty much decipher what you're trying to say. And what really stood out is that, you know, this survivor saw this video 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You know what it is? And to know, to get the answers that you've been looking for God to reveal, right? For God to reveal what you need to see. And to ignore it. And to give these toxic people the benefit of the doubt. To give these toxic people not just one more chance, but infinite amount of chances. Infinite amount of chances. And they always end up burning us, don't they? Time and time again, they burn us. Things get worse every single time. And then we kick ourselves in the ass when the discard finally happens, or when we finally grab a hold of our belt, we pull our pants up, and we're like, okay, that's it. It ends now. And then we look back and we're like, damn, the answers were always there. Their plan had been revealed. Everything I needed to know was right in front of me, right under my nose, and I chose to ignore it. You know why we do that? At least from my theory, is because if this is your first time going through a narcissist, abusive, toxic relationship, especially if you're coming from a good childhood, which is rare for us to attract people like this when everything is all nice and dandy in your childhood, but if you've never been exposed to this level of manipulation and conniving evil, it's hard. It's hard to just dismiss our so-called person, our so-called romantic partner, and just throw them away the same way they throw us away when we no longer serve or meet their needs. So even though we see the signs, even though we'll stumble upon a video just like this, telling you in detail everything you're feeling, everything you're going through, and everything that's going to happen if you don't get out of that toxic relationship with a psychopath or a narcissist. It's hard. It's kind of like, I always like to use the example of a mother or a father that wants the best for their kids, and they'll tell them, don't touch the stove because you're going to get burned. Well, the kid doesn't know what it feels like to get burned. Doesn't understand, doesn't comprehend that yet until it goes and touches the stove and gets burned. And then it's like, well, hot damn. Never going to do that again. And even still, sometimes they'll do it again and then they'll learn their lesson their second time. But people have to learn and through their own experience. You have to walk the path yourself to really believe in those warning signs. Because we're very good at rebelling against those that have been through the ringer before and are warning us. We kind of want to feel like we're exempt. And we're like, no, I know that was your story. I know that's everybody's story. But my story is going to have a different ending. I remember I used to work with a lot of families of addicts. And there was always those newcomers that would show up, to the rooms. And they just wanted to fix the addict. They wanted to fix that relationship. I was one of them too that thought that, hey, I'm going to make this work. And you just can't. You can't stop an addict from drinking or from using, from doing the things that they do. But we want to feel like, if maybe we double down and we can help them out, we can make this work. We're going to be happy. Like all is going to be forgiven and forgotten. And guys, that's not true. Once you experience something like this, that it's hard to forget or forgive betrayal and cheating. It's very hard. And even if you try, you're always going to have that inside of you. You're always going to wonder, they did this before. When are they going to do it again? Are they going to do it next time we get into a fight? Damn, let me make sure we don't get into a fight. Let me make sure I do everything they want to keep them happy. And before you know it, you're walking on eggshells because you're afraid to piss off the narcissist. So you see signs all the time and you're like, no, I'm not going to go ahead and throw away this marriage and have to go through a divorce and have to split things and I might lose the house and then the kids and all this hassle, because it is a hassle. It is a hassle. So we gaslight ourselves and we tell ourselves, hey, I'm going to hold on as long as it takes. I'm going to see this through the end. I'm going to see through it all the way through. And I'm going to do everything I can in my power to make sure that I can make it work. I'm going to give it my all. And by the end of the story, yeah, you gave it your all right? And you're left with nothing. They take it all. Narcissists will take it all. And you look back and you're like, damn, I should have listened. There was a reason that video popped into my feed. There was a reason it resonated with me. Why couldn't I have just paid attention and done something about it? So then you start beating yourself up over that. If you don't already have enough trauma and enough to deal with, all this PTSD that you have now and all this anxiety that you're re-experiencing every moment of the day as you replay the tape, as you're going through the discard, as you're going through the withdrawal symptoms because of the trauma bond that you have to this toxic person. If you didn't already have enough, now you have regret for turning a blind eye on the signs of the universe. So you beat yourself up on that. And some people might be like, damn, I'm so stupid. The signs were there and I was so stupid and I didn't listen. How else have I been stupid? Where else? When have I been stupid just like that before? Now you go down that rabbit hole trying to find every single time you claim that you were stupid. And before you know it, the narcissist has convinced you not only that you're stupid, but they've convinced you that you're toxic, that you're a narcissist, and this is all your fault, and that you deserve all of it. And since your thought patterns and your emotions are already compromised from all this toxicity, from all this toxicity and all this darkness that's been consuming you, you believe it. How can you not? It's easier to just believe than going against the grain. Going against the grain is hard work. It takes effort. It means you have to fight back. That's what I like to build in this channel. I want to help you guys fight back. I want to help you guys find that courage that lives within you and fight back and be able to say, hey, no, wait a second. This is not how the story really went. This is not how things played out. You're a liar. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And I want you guys to tell your story exactly how it happened, because the narcissist has a way of convincing you that things didn't happen the way you experienced them. They're very good at that. Because you got to remember, like, we're all having our own experience. We're all in our own journey. The narcissist is having their own experience. They're in their own journey as well. From their point of view, you are the enemy that's standing in their way of their goals, of their dreams, of whatever life they want to build. From their point of view, from their disordered point of view, you're the one that isn't a good fit, even though you were the one they targeted, even though you were the one they groomed, even though you are the one that seems like they doubled down on and love bombed you and hoovered you when you try to break it off early. They're the ones that invested in you, but for malicious reasons, for personal gain. We can see that, but they don't see that. They see it as, look at all the things I've done for you. After everything I've done for you, after everything I bought you and did for you, during the love bombing stage, during the idealization phase, mind you. They will throw that in your face. Anyone that throws things like that in your face, what does that tell you about them? Were they really in it? Did they really do things out of love? Did they really get you those flowers because they wanted to see a smile on your face? Or did they want to groom you and get you into a submissive state and blind you of things that they were doing behind your back and keep you happy with flowers so that they can pulverize you behind your back and betray you and manipulate the entire game, because it's a game that they're playing and they're in control. And now they're going to throw those things in your face. Nah. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy into that shit. They put up a good argument. Believe me, they do. But you have to be stronger than that. Whether you feel like it or not, you have to be stronger than that. And you probably always realize the uncanniness in their tokens of goodwill, or their tokens of affection. You probably noticed, you were like, you're trying a little too hard. It's uncanny. You're trying a little too hard. I feel like you're trying to manipulate me. I feel like you're trying to control me. I feel like you're trying to own me. Because who the hell does this over-the-top shit over and over and over again? You really have to question that. When you're being love bombed, and make sure you're not being hypervigilant here. Just be grounded in reality. You can tell when someone's trying too hard. You can tell when people are doing things too soon. It's that, hey, it's a little too soon to be talking about marriage. It's a little too soon to be talking about kids. It's a little too soon to be talking about moving in together or giving me the key to your apartment. Like, you've only known me a week. What are you doing? Like, no, we got to baby step our way. It's a cruel world out there. You baby step your way getting to know people. You don't just open up yourself right away to a stranger. They haven't earned your trust. I know that we have to give people a blank slate at the beginning, a clean slate, because yeah, you have a clean slate, but you don't know their history. You don't know the level of damage that they've endured, the level of trauma that they have that perhaps they're hiding from you. You don't know what they were doing the night before they met you. It's interesting because a lot of the stories that I hear with narcissists and psychopaths, you remember the first time you met them and their behavior reflected what they became at the end of the, like during the when they discarded you. You met them that day and there was something like it's kind of like you saw them for who they were. And then the next time you guys hung out, they put on they put on a mask, they put that facade on. They mirrored you and they, like a chameleon, and you fell in love because they were just like you. They had everything in common. You felt like they were your soulmate. But think back at the first time you saw them, like there was something strange, right? There was something strange. And then by the time you arrived at the discard phase, you saw that again. I remember when I first met my ex, and she was just drinking, and she was treating her friend like a total piece of shit. And like I even felt it. I even felt bad for the guy. Like she made the guy walk like for 20 minutes to get the car, and then fight traffic back to pick her up because she refused to walk with him, and she stayed with me. And she made him feel like total dumbass. And the poor kid went to pick up the car, showed up like 30 minutes later. And it's like, who does it? Like, supposedly that's your best friend. You guys came together, you go together. That's not your boyfriend. He doesn't need to be, doing this for you. I never saw that evil, twisted personality again until her mask started coming off months later, after we started dating. You know what she did? She put on this incredible smoke screen that made me believe that she was just this angel, right? An angel of darkness, a succubus. That's what it really was. So you got to pay attention to those things, because those too are also the signs of the universe showing you what you need to see. It's like I always say, if you got into a relationship with someone, and that relationship or that entanglement started with infidelity, they were having an affair on their wives or their husband with you, and then they ended up getting a divorce, and then you guys ended up hooking up again, and then you guys got together. What do you think is going to come out of that? It started in betrayal. It started with an affair. It started with infidelity. It started with cheating. Chances are that's how it's going to end with you too, because these narcissists have a playbook. And if you study them long enough and you understand their patterns, because it's a disorder, that's why they all do the same thing. When it happens again, and then you kick yourself in the ass and you're like, I should have known. I should have known better. Like something was screaming at me inside, telling me, hey, have all the fun you want, but this cannot be serious, because remember, they cheated at the beginning of that relationship. They cheated on their spouses. Why won't they cheat on you? You don't know the whole story. You don't know what really went on in that marriage. Now you probably get an idea that they were the ones that destroyed it. And now you're the new player in the game. It's happened to us all. That's why these videos resonate. That's why this information resonates. Because it's always the same. It's the same pattern. Your story is no different than anyone else down here in the community. Only the names and the faces change and some nuance, but it's pretty much the same thing. And we all endure and feel the same things. All that anxiety, all that PTSD that you develop afterwards is horrible. It's a horrible thing to live with. Healthy people wouldn't create that. When you're with a healthy person, the last thing on your mind, you're going to be worrying about whether they're cheating, whether they're lying to you. When you think of coming home, you're excited to see them, and you feel like safe. Just feel safe. It's like, think I'm finally going home to my partner. And even if you guys fight or bicker over silly things, petty things that normal couples fight about, you guys resolve it. Resolve it right away. Usually resolve it before bed. Or by the time you get to bed, you resolve it, and you're good in the morning. Couples fight. It's friends fight. How many times have I gotten into fights with my friends, and then the next day we're talking like nothing ever happened? All my life, since I was a kid, everybody fights. Everybody has conflict. Everybody quarrels. Because, we're only human, and we're going to disagree on things. But then we realize, hey, we're only human. It's just a little disagreement, and that's cool. Shouldn't jeopardize the relationship. There was no betrayal. You're not fighting because they're traitors. That's a different story. Once that happens, you got to cut those people out. Once a traitor, always a traitor. Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's my theory. So next time you resonate with something that is screaming at you to pay attention because it's something you're going through in your life right now, don't be afraid to look at it again and study it. Don't be afraid to implement some of the things that you're reading or watching into your life right now, because it may just save your life. The universe is revealing it for a reason. It's showing you exactly what you need to see. Don't turn a blind eye from it. You've done that long enough. Don't do that. Stop it. Okay, just stop it. Because when the relationship falls apart, when the narcissist betrays you and ruins you and leaves you rotting away like a vegetable, then you're going to kick yourself in the ass. You're going to be like, I knew it. I knew it. I always knew it. And then you got to live with that. You got enough. You're already going through enough. So just from this day forward, just make a commitment from this day forward. When you see something uncanny with your partner, and then the next day you get a video that's describing in detail exactly what you saw and what you felt, you need to pay attention and you need to take action. Don't look away, because things will get much more difficult. It's like that video that I shared, that story about the man on top of his roof and there's a flood and boats are coming. Hey, jump on the boat, jump on the boat. And he's like, no, God will save me. I'm good. And eventually, he ended up drowning because he refused to get on the boat. And those boats were lifelines. Those boats was the universe showing him, hey, there's danger. You're not going to last. Just hop on. I'm going to take you to a better place. And it's always a better place once you get out of these toxic entanglements. You're always going to end up in a better place. You don't believe it now because you're still in it and you're trauma bonded to them. But once you're out, believe me, once you come out of this on the other side, you're like, wow, life is better. Thank God I'm finally out. Yes, I do miss them. Yes, it was a lot of time invested. Hey, that's life. Everything has a consequence. You're going to have to get headstrong. You're going to have to deal with that. But life does get better. You're not being constantly poisoned anymore. You're not constantly being abused anymore. That in and of itself is already much, much better than what you were in. So if you need help getting through this trauma bond and this addiction that you have to your toxic, narcissistic predator, if you're seeing signs and you just don't have the courage or strength to take action, reach out to me. I do have a private one-on-one coaching program. I've worked with a lot of people already in the community, a lot of survivors, and it'll give you an opportunity to actually work with someone that's been through the ringer, that's going to call it out exactly as it is, and be that coach in your corner that you need to give you that push. So reach out to me. I have a link in the description below, or you can send me a private email at info@psychopathexposure.com, and I'll give you more details on that. Hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for participating in the comments as usual, guys. I appreciate. I've been jumping on the live chat with you as I'm premiering videos a lot more lately. I love chatting with you guys live. So if you don't know, every time I post a video, or at least most of the times that I post a video, I will be chatting with you guys on the live chat. So be sure to tune in for that. Drop a like if you like the video, subscribe, click on the bell icon so you can get notified when I drop a new video. And as always, thanks for all your support. Stay strong, stay vigilant, call things out when you see them, develop that courage, look at the signs, pay attention, do something, take action, do anything. Just do something. Okay? My name is Kira. This is Psychopath Exposure. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.